I don't know if it's just me, but this is one of my favorite cars in the world. The first time I saw it was back in 2017 when I visited Autostadt in Germany to pick up my GTI. Okay. So the story behind this car goes way back to 1981, when VW set out to build a new amphibious vehicle that could be driven on both land and sea. They started with the floor. It's a tray body style, so they could start with a flat surface and modify it to go on wheels, or become a boat. Pretty damn fast, actually. It could go up to 43 miles per hour, which is faster than most other amphibious vehicles like the hovercraft. The guy who bought the first prototype ended up crashing it, and then he sold it to someone else. He rebuilt it and added a jet ski engine, and then he named it the Sparjling ship. And if you look closely at the interior, you'll notice that it has some similarities to a modern-day Volkswagen, specifically the infotainment system. And I don't know why he chose that name. Maybe he was high, or maybe he was just a fan of the TV show. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. And thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so you never miss an upload. And if you really want to support us, consider becoming a patron where you can watch each video before it goes live without any ads. Thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Either way, that's where the name came from. But it wasn't built for speed. It was built for utility. Originally, VW planned to sell it to the military for search and rescue missions or monitoring dikes. But there was one major issue. Since the boat was so heavy, it kept sinking in the mud. So after a few tests, they abandoned the project and sold off the prototypes to private owners. So for the body, they used a shortened version of the LT van chassis, and then for the engine, they took the 2.3-liter inline-5 from the VW Vanagon, which by the way made 96 horsepower, which is actually pretty good for a boat, especially an electric boat. That was a joke. Autostadt is like an automotive theme park where you can see all the Volkswagen Group brands. And that's where I first laid eyes on this thing. I thought, what the hell is that? It looks so crazy. And then I realized it's a boat. And ever since then, I've had a massive crush on this car. Which makes sense because I live 5 minutes away from the ocean, and I love boating. So naturally, I want to put those two things together, drive a boat on the road. But now for the reason why it's called the Sparkling ship. And what about steering? How do you steer a boat on the road? Well, they've solved that problem by using front-wheel steering. Now, how do you make something float? You add wheels. So they added 4 big wheels to each corner to distribute the weight. And these wheels were no joke either. They were made of solid steel and filled with concrete. And even though they didn't look very fancy, they did have a really cool retro vibe. How fast could this thing go on water? Now let's talk about why this thing is called the Sparjling ship. Okay, so here's the deal. Fast forward a few years and the current owner bought it from that guy, and he's been driving it around Europe and making videos about his adventures. It's not clear how much power the jet ski engine makes, but we do know that it can reach a top speed of 62 miles per hour on land, which is about the same as a base model Golf. And yes, this thing is street legal. You just have to follow a few simple rules. First, you need to drive with your headlights on at all times. Second, you need to carry 2 spare tires and a tow rope. Third, you can't drive it in the rain because, well, it's a boat. And fourth, you need to be prepared for people to stare at you and take pictures because, well, it's a boat on the road. Okay, now let's talk about the price. This is where things get a little weird because back in 2017, the owner said that he paid 100,000 euros for it, which is about $110,000. But then in 2020, he said that he paid only 30,000 euros for it, which is about $33,000. So I don't know what the real price is, but I'm guessing it's somewhere in between. And if you're thinking about buying it, I'd suggest bringing a lot of money and also a trailer, because I don't think it's street legal in the United States. So there you have it, the story of the Sparjling ship, a unique and quirky amphibious vehicle that can be driven on both land and sea. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of our channel.